Hey gang, how's it going? I hope you're having a good day. Man, what's going on with the markets? It's been a crazy day the last couple of days. Looks like the markets are pulling back, so it's been pretty interesting. If you guys had a chance to look at the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, semiconductor stocks, uh, and some of the big market cap stocks like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, they all been pulling back a little bit. So I would definitely pay attention to that. Are we in a pullback? Are we in a bear market currently? Or is it just a little correction? And then we might get a little pop and move to the upside next week. Well, these are all the things we want to be paying attention to finishing up the week and going into next week. I just wanted to touch on UNG real quick. We talked about UNG a couple days ago. UNG had a nice little move, probably moved up to about 22% in about 5 days, and then it pulled back slightly. It looked like it was pulling back today, giving some of that back. But once again, UNG looks like it might be, hitting the bottom and making its way off of the bottom. Nothing ever goes straight up. Stocks tend to go up and then pull back a little, then move back up again, pull back a little, and then move back up again. So that's just remember, stocks don't ever just completely go straight up. Sometimes that may happen, but a lot of times they have some up and down movement while they're working their way back up to new highs and new territories that they haven't been in a while. That is definitely something we want to watch out for. Let me see here. We're talking about the bonds the other day. Another thing about those long-term treasury bonds, they look like they're moving up today. So we want to definitely pay attention to that. TLT is moving back down into the $95 range. Let's see if that's a bottom or it's going to move even further down. But really, I'm not sure how much more those long-term yields can go up, because if you look at it, it may be affecting the banks currently. One bank stock you might want to pay attention to that I've been watching is Bank of America, and how these treasury yields and the way they're continuing to move up, how they may be affecting the banks and their financial situation. But anyways, Bank of America is under the 200-day moving average, so that is definitely something you want to watch for. Whenever you're above the 200-day moving average, it's kind of like a springboard and pushing you up. And then whenever you're under the 200-day moving average, it's kind of like holding you down, right? If you're trying to come up above water, you might want to think about when you're below the 200-day moving average, you're being submerged under the water, and that usually pushes you down, and then the stock or the market continues to move down to another area, or a support area. And that's key things you want to watch out for. And currently, Bank of America is a perfect example to watch for on the 200-day moving average on the daily, to see what happens when stock or an index or an ETF moves under the 200-day moving average, and what happens. Bank of America has been pulling back maybe the last 2 or 3 days. It might have a little bounce here and move right back up to the 200-day moving average, which is the ceiling now. And once it hits the ceiling, it might bounce back down, and who knows where it's going to go. Maybe back to the $30 range or something like that. For all you guys that are into options, that might be a good put play. For all you experienced investors out there, there might be an opportunity to take advantage of a down market and make money on the way down with an option play in the puts on Bank of America. But once again, do your research, check it out, check out the charts, check out what I'm talking about, if it makes sense, if you can understand what I'm saying. Eventually I'll get to the point where I'll be able to put some charts up here and share with you what I'm seeing. But if you have a chance, a good stock, a good chart, a good way to follow stocks on charts is maybe to use Yahoo Finance. They have a pretty good chart system there where you can punch in, Bank of America, UNG, and kind of see where everything's tracking. I think you can put up the 200-day moving average on there to see where it is, either it's above it or below it. Another thing is, you can be on the daily, the 1 hour, the 1 week, or the 1 month. If you go on the 1 week, it's kind of a macro outlook of where we've been or how we've been moving in the last month or so or last couple of weeks. In the hourly, you're dialing things in, and it's kind of what's happening right now. So kind of pay attention to both, see what's happening right now, and then see what's been happening long term. But once again, Yahoo Finance is a good one, and also a great trading program is TradingView. I use TradingView. I love it. There's a lot of indicators you can use. Even on Yahoo Finance, there's a bunch of indicators you can use, but some of the indicators you want to use once you start getting on the charts is the MACD. That's a indicator you want to use. Kind of tells you when a good time the stocks are going to make a run up, or possibly when the stocks are going to make a run down. We'll get into that a little bit later, but typically when the MACD is crossing downwards, that means some movement to the downside. And if the MACD is crossing each other, moving upwards, that means there's a movement to the upside possibly. Also, something you might want, another indicator you could use is the RSI, which is another relative strength of where the stock is going. Also, those are two great indicators. You might want to add those to your page, whatever trading platform you're using. Utilize those. This is, obviously there's a lot of experienced investors out there, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But for all you guys that are inexperienced, these are key indicators that you want to use and get used to using them early on when you're learning about the different stocks. You don't necessarily have to be trading, but you can be learning about all this stuff. The greatest thing about this, and what I believe, is once you get to learn how all this works and how the markets move, which takes a long time, it's a learning process. Learning to read the charts, following the fundamentals, listening to what's happening on the news, and then you go into making your decision. But utilizing these tools is a great thing for when you make your decision making on if you're gonna get into a particular play or not. So that's something you may want to check out. Another thing that I really wanted to talk about was, what I do when I wake up in the morning. Eventually I want to kind of share with you my list that I go through and check out first thing in the morning. One of the first things I check out is the Dixie, which is the dollar, DXY. You can actually buy into the dollar by buying into UUP. If you want to get into that, that's kind of it's a good play to follow. See where the US dollar is, either it's gaining strength or losing strength. And if it's gaining strength, you can get into it in the UUP, and it's kind of a slow moving play, and it's like protection sometimes when the markets are going down. But that is something you want to do your research on and do your due diligence before you do anything. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing with you the market analysis that I do every day and how I go about looking at stocks, ETFs, crypto, gold, silver, bonds. But basically, a lot of it starts with some of these basic things that you want to look at. Like I said, the dollar is a key indicator to see what markets are going to do. When the dollar is going up, typically gold is going down. When the dollar is going down, typically gold may be moving up, gold and silver. But that's something you want to check out, see how that's working on the charts. You can put them together, see how they work and how they're correlating and how the movement's going. But there's a correlation there a lot of times. So that's something for all you new guys out there to watch for. All you experienced guys, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys follow this stuff probably. But once again, I start my day. I like to see where the dollar's going. Also, I also like to check out what Bitcoin is doing. If it's moving up and down, what's it's doing. Sometimes that correlates with the NASDAQ. Then I look at the indexes, right? Obviously, I look at the NASDAQ. The futures is something I pay attention to. The S&P 500, the Russell, and Dow Industrial futures. I look at those first thing in the morning just to see, are we moving up and down? And the great thing about futures is you can look at that throughout the day and in the evening, Monday through Friday, because they are a market that just continues to move up and down, continues to move up and down during the 24 hours during the week. and then it stops on Friday and kicks off on Saturday. Shucks, I'm not sure exactly, but 3 or 4 o'clock it starts kicking up again. The markets start moving, you know, bonds, long-term bonds, short-term bonds. It starts showing up on your charts. You can see movement in those indexes and in those different plays starting on Sunday. And then obviously the markets open up early in the morning, 5 o'clock, but the trading doesn't start till 6:30 and finishes at 1. So that's kind of how you want to follow these the markets, and those are the times. But sometimes you can get on a platform where you can trade until 5 o'clock in the evening and start trading at 4 o'clock in the morning. One of those platforms is Webull. You might want to check it out. You know, a lot of people get on Robinhood, but I'm not sure if you can get on there at 4 o'clock and late trade till 5 after 1 o'clock. But that's something you want to check out. Another thing I just wanted to share real quick before I wrap this up is, I was getting into this, but the thing that I love about the markets is it's a continuous journey. You learn something new every day. It's always something new. So, you know, it's never the same, right? And you're constantly learning. And that's a great journey when you're learning something new every day. And if you learn how the markets move and you know how to learn how to make good decisions, when to get in and out of the market, it's the greatest thing about it. All you have to do is push buttons. You know, if that could be some kind of work that you can figure out, imagine you get up in the morning, you push a couple buttons on your phone, on your computer, you know, go about your day, then you go to work and do whatever your day job is, and then you kind of follow your stocks, right? But also, you know, like I say, trading, once you get it down, it's a really easy thing to do, because all you do is press button on your phone or computer. I mean, nothing's too much easier than that. The hard part is all this mental stuff, the learning process. You know, it takes a couple years. It takes taking losses in the market, you know. But what I'm trying to share with you is, I'm just trying to share with you some plays that are moving up and down that you can follow on the charts. This is not financial advice, but what I'm sharing with you is you can check it out. You know, anything I share with you and you may decide to go with it, make sure you check with your financial advisor. Also, make sure you check with your accountant before you make any decisions in your portfolio or make purchasing any stocks. That would be, you know, probably the best advice. You know, like I said, I'm just a guy out here. I'm not the best at this, I'm going to admit. I'm learning too, but I'm sharing with you my journey and the different things that I see every day. And I think I stumble into some really great plays. Now, when you get in, when you get out, that's what you have to decide, right? I'm just kind of giving you a heads up, like, hey, this may be going up, this may be coming down, and these are things you want to look at the chart so you can start your journey. But anyways, guys, it's another busy day. I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you guys have a really nice day. You know, I want to send a shout out to all the peoples in Maui. I can't believe what happened to Lahaina. That's pretty sad. My prayers go out to you guys. If you guys can help them out, you know, there's a couple of Red Cross sites that you can check out, maybe make a donation. But Lahaina was definitely devastated, and that's so sad, man. Hawaii, that part of this town is so beautiful, and all my peeps out there, I hope you're okay. And once again, my prayers are with you guys, and I hope you guys do okay. You know, I definitely know the people over there will come together and build that town up again. But what has happened has been so devastating and so sad. My heart goes out to you guys, and my prayers are with you guys. Once again, I'm wrapping this up, you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. I love you. Peace. And I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. All right. Have a great day. Bye.